Hi, good morning everybody. This is Mrs. Baxter, and today we are going to take notes really quick on box and whisker plots. Now this should be pretty much a review from what we did last for the quiz, the last quiz we had, except the only difference is now I'm going to have you actually draw the box and whisker plot and then analyze what it means when you see a box and whisker plot. Okay, so we're going to take it one step further. You know how to calculate and find your minimum, your Q1, Q2, Q3, and maximum, okay? Let's see, where's my drawing tools? There we go. All right, so this is also called a box plot, okay? But we'll continue to reference as a box and whisker plot. You can see we have our whiskers on the side here. I want you to go ahead and label. This is your minimum right here. You have your Q1, this is your Q2, or also your median. You have your Q3, and then you have your max, which is your maximum or your largest data point. Now, I also want you to remember that this purple line right here is your IQR. That is also known as your interquartile range, okay? Now, your range is actually your minimum all the way to your maximum. So when you're thinking about the word range, this is what you're looking at. When you're thinking about interquartile range, you're looking at what is the distance between your quartiles, okay? Okay, so what do you do to create a box and whisker plot? Well, to start, you are going to arrange data from smallest to largest every single time. Okay, make sure you do that first. Secondly, you're going to identify your Q2. You find that one first because that's in the middle or your median. Then you're going to find your Q1 and Q3 and your min max numbers, okay? Find all those pieces of data. Step 3 is going to be drawing a number line that includes, including your min and max, okay? So they didn't do this on the drawing above, so if you want to go ahead and do it, let's see here. I'm going to draw a number line right here. Let's just say here. Now remember, your number line, 0 doesn't have to be where your minimum is. It could be, but you could also have a negative number for your minimum as well. So let's just say 0 is down here, and we are going to draw a number line, something like this. Now we don't have the numbers in here, but you are going to see below how we would have an example of a number line below, okay? Step number 4 is then going to be to draw, let's see, the vertical lines, vertical lines for the min, Q1, Q2, Q3, and your max, okay? I'm gonna rewrite that, Q2 and Q3 and your max, okay? Once you've done that, so you're gonna come up here and the first thing you'll do, we'll do lots of examples. You're gonna draw your line for min, your Q1, your Q2, your Q3, and your max, okay? The next step, very simply, is to draw the horizontal, which is the same as, remember, horizon. So it's going left to right. connecting quartiles. Okay, so Q1 to Q3, you're going to connect those lines, all right? And when we say draw the lines, you're going to draw these lines right here. 1, 2. And then what that will do is close in your box. And then the last step is drawing in the whiskers. So you're going to draw, you might want to write a little small for this, draw a line from the min to the left side of the box, which is your Q1, and draw a line from Q3 to the min. And if you want to write a note here, you can write whiskers. Okay? All right. So it's a lot of words for drawing a picture. I get it. So let's do some practice. All right, so let's look at constructing a box plot for example 1. You can see we already have a nice number line for us, so that makes it nice and easy, but you still have to do step 1, which is to order your data, okay? So here, let's do it together. If we order it, we start out with 5, then 7, 12, then we have 14, 15, 22, then I have 25, and I have 30, then 36, 42, and lastly 53. So I'm going to double check myself here, make sure I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yahoo, I got them all. All right, so now let's just find the middles. All right, so here we go. And let's do something fun like this. All right, so if I'm going to find my middle, I'm going to start out with 1 set, 2 set, 3 set, 4 set, 5 set. Here's my middle right here, okay? So circle your Q2, remember the median. Now, when I'm looking for my Q1, I'm looking for this data. I am not going to include the median, okay? So if I do that again, 12 becomes my median, which is Q2, or Q1, sorry. And if I did the same thing on the right side, you'd find that 36 is your Q3. Okay, so let's draw this thing. We know, let's see, we know what our minimum is, okay? So our minimum, I'm gonna draw a little line like this. I know my maximum is up here, 53. Now I'm going to draw, let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and draw my quartiles. So Q2 is about right here, or Q1 is right there, sorry. Q2 is right about there, and Q3 is right about there. All right, so now I'm going to connect my Q1 to my Q2 and Q3. If you want, you can go ahead and label this Q1, Q2, Q3. Here's my min, here's my max. You do not need to label these though, because if you have shown me your work, then I'll know. And then the last thing is you draw in the lines for your whiskers. Now note, the line starts at the box and starts in the middle and goes outward like so, all right? Make sure you're not doing something like down here or this way, okay? Make sure that it starts at Q1 and goes down, or Q3 and goes up, okay? All right, so that is your box and whisker plot. Okay, so let's look at page 2. All right. Looking at this other example, what's the first thing we do? Well, what I'd like you to do is to go ahead and pause the video for a second and see if you can solve this yourself. And if you Once you're done, unpause the video and compare your box and whisker plot to mine to make sure that you got it correct. Okay, so hopefully you've had a chance to figure this out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and quickly order these numbers for you. Hopefully you got the same ones. Okay, my middle is right here. Here's my Q1, here's my Q3. All right, so my minimum number is right here. My maximum number is 14. I have a Q1 of this, a Q2 of 8, and a Q3 of 12. I'm gonna now connect my boxes, and then here are my whiskers, okay? So you should have a box and whisker plot that looks just like mine. If you do, great job. All right, the last example is actually analyzing a box and whisker plot to find the data. All right, so look at the following box and whisker plot representing data from a 6th grade math test. What would be the lower quartile, the interquartile, the upper quartile, the median, min, and max, okay? So take a look at that for a second. See what you think. See if you can solve these, pause the video, and then come back and check your answers. Okay, so the first one is Q1. Well, Q1, I'm gonna go ahead, and sometimes it's helpful to label this. Q1 is right here, okay? Q2, Q3, here's my min, and here's my max, okay? So when I'm looking at this information, my Q1 is going to probably be about 78%. Okay, it's right about here, so you can kind of make a guess. I'm going to figure out my interquartile later because I need to know what my Q3 is first. Okay, so I'm going to guess that my Q3 is probably about 93. So if you remember from the last quiz, how you solve this is you subtract the two. Okay, so 93 minus 78 will give us 15. Okay. What is our median? Well, it looks pretty clear that it would be 85. So hopefully you have that. And then our minimum is probably 68. Okay, I'm looking right about here. And our maximum is probably 98. 68% and 98%. Okay? All right, so that's pretty much all our notes in a nutshell. I have, when you are done with this video, take a quick break and then come and grab the worksheet. It shouldn't take you very long to fill it out. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.